tiny, but like when I look at it on my screen, we're huge. So I don't exactly know what's going on there. I'll continue to try to figure that out. Yeah.
Let me see.
But what can you do?
Technology. What can you do?
What can you do? I'll try to figure it out. In any event, happy Wednesday. And I'd be remiss, Matt, if I didn't wish you a very, very happy National Bourbon Day. It's also Flag Day for those who care. Let me mess around with some of these. There we go. I think that'll work.
Yeah, that looks
We'll go with that one. That looks good. Okay, cool. There you go. Happy National Bourbon Day. I don't know if you actually partake, but if
I don't, but I'm happy that. Oh, geez.
Oh, sorry. I'm just messing around.
No, you're good. It was just very striking. It was abrupt.
I know. I created a layout. You're watching a grown man struggle in real time. Okay, go ahead.
We're talking about. No, I don't. I'm not a huge. So pretty much any type of drink that you associate with that men drink, I don't like. I don't like beer. I don't like whiskey. I don't like bourbon. I don't like scotch. I like appletinis. I like seltzers. I like ciders. I'm very confident and comfortable with my sexuality, and I don't feel the need to drink that type of stuff.
Now, hold on. There's no correlation between sexuality and what you drink. Now, I will say bourbon's phenomenal, and we'll put some chesties on you.
I don't have any issues there.
We've got some YRFI NRFIs. Sport Trade just launched YRFIs and NRFIs last week. And I immediately was like, let's grab our Wawa hoagies. This is loosely presented by Wawa in the sense that they have no idea what's going on.
And they're not paying us.
And they're not paying us a dime.
Yeah.
But if you want to hop on the live stream, do so. Come hop on. Give us your YRFI NRFI. And if you're right, I'll give you the $6 to go buy yourself a shorty. I don't care. Thanks to Sport Trade. We got 3 afternoon games. 2 of them that start at 1:10. One starts at 1:15. So here's the slate. We've already got our bets in here, and I want Matt to opine here and tell me if he's on an opposite side or if we're going to double down on the same side. So we've got the Brewers and the Twins, the Braves and the Tigers. Those are 2 games that start at 1:10, and then the Giants and Cardinals start at 1:15. So here's my thinking, Matt, behind. I'll start with Atlanta and Detroit, game 1 of a doubleheader. Here's my thinking here. You got Spencer Strider on the hill going up against Reese Olson. Yep. Strider in first innings this season, 7 hits in 13 innings, 4 earned run, 4 walks, 22 strikeouts, and has not allowed a first inning run since May 23rd. As a team, great pitcher and even better mustache.
Yeah.
I will tell you, as a married man with absolutely zero say in a house of all women now, I've got a huge week coming up. Obviously, today's National Bourbon Day, a national holiday for myself, and Flag Day. Go America.
Yep.
Sunday's Father's Day. I am a father.
Is this your first time?
Second Father's Day. We snuck her in under the wire last year.
Got it.
Second Father's Day, and then Monday's my birthday. So I will never have more cachet in the house, more say, than I have in the next 5 days. So go ahead.
Do you feel slighted that your birthday is so close to Father's Day that you won't be able to adequately celebrate both? They'll kind of get roped together?
It's a good question. I would say no. I think my dad did a really good job growing up of still making me feel like it was my birthday.
Okay.
Now, having said that, I'm not sure I could return the favor because I'm an egomaniac. So I'm just being honest. You reach a certain age, Matt, and you're just like, fuck it. I don't care. This is who I am. I don't know if I could do that, but kudos to my father for getting that done.
Yeah. Well, maybe
to bring this full circle to Spencer Strider, my wife is super anti-mustache, but again, I will never have the say that I have the next 5 days. So this is all going.
So you're going to do it?
Oh yeah. I have been very quietly not trimming above the lip for 3 or 4 weeks now.
Wow.
So I'm coming down the steps. I'm golfing 3 times in the next several days too. When you've got leverage, you got to swing the hammer, right? And I'm going to walk down the steps just with a gigantic bushy mustache. And it's going to be amazing.
Is that a Denver Nuggets shirt that I see?
It is. It is. My favorite team of all time, the Denver Nuggets.
Even know. I've never even seen that logo before. When is that from? Is it
ABA.
Looks like Globetrotters.
Yeah, it's an ABA one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
So my favorite team of all time won their first NBA championship the other night. I don't know if you've heard about it.
No, actually, I
retired
haven't.
Sixers fan. So that was my long Spencer Strider diatribe. So we'll go back to the Braves and Detroit. Braves as the team averaging 0.88 runs per first inning this year. That's a lot, but they've only scored first inning runs in 28 of 66 games. So I'm curious about your opinion on this, Matt, because you are a data analyst. That's where your roots are in sports betting. I think a lot of people look at YRFI, NRFI, and they say, well, first innings are the innings of which the most runs are scored in Major League Baseball, which is true. The second or the 0.55, so 55% of the time on average. That's the highest number in Major League Baseball. But here's my question for you. If you look at some of the highest scoring teams in the league, like the Braves, for example, score on average 0.88 runs for first inning, but they've only scored a first inning run in 28 of 66 games. I think that's the more meaningful stat because we could play 10 games and say the Phillies score 10 runs in the first inning of one game, never score in the first inning again. And then I go back to look at the stats retroactively and I say, hey, they're averaging a run per first inning. But it's not actually like that's true, but that doesn't mean they're actually scoring one run per game.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think it's easy to look at like, oh, they averaged, like you just said, 0.88 runs in the first inning. I think that's, I looked up the same stat, that's second highest in the MLB, or tied with the Dodgers for the highest in the MLB. So you think, oh, they're like a really good NRFI team or YRFI team. Well, it's like we need to look at how often they score in the first inning because from our perspective, they could score one run, they could score 10 runs. It wouldn't matter. Like it would still be a loss. So
they all count the same, right? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I agree with you. I am also on the under on this one. I looked up pretty much the same Spencer Strider stats that you did. I also, Reese Olson, I feel like, because he's such a young guy, he started 2 starts so far this year and he's only pitched 10 innings that I think there's kind of the thought of, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really know much about him as a prospect. I just know that I think a lot of times it's really easy to fall into the trap of like, oh, really good offense against a young hitter. I'm going to fade him, but he's 2-0 to the YRFI or NRFI so far this year. Like I said, he's pitched 2 starts and he's pitched well in both of those starts. So yeah, I'm with you on this one. And what's the odds on that?
So we've got it here at even. No, I'm looking at the wrong game. Sorry, wrong game. This one is minus 111.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, because those odds are incredible, because the best odds that I was able to get, not being in New Jersey, is minus 120. So there's like a huge value getting it at that price.
Yeah, great price. That's what you come to Sport Trade for.
Yeah.
To your point about Olson, just the second start of the year, I think he's only made 2 real appearances. He's thrown 10 innings overall, allowed 3 runs. He struck out 9. Now, the flip side of all this is the Braves great at averaging almost a run per first inning. Again, an imperfect stat.
Yeah.
But the Tigers have only scored a first inning run in 16 of 64 games. So you add those together, that's 44 of 130 games they scored a first inning run. That's just a 34% probability. So that to me tells me let's go to the no. The other 110 game, Milwaukee and Minnesota. I'm also on the, what am I on here? I think I'm on the,
You're on the over.
I'm on the over here. And this may seem counterintuitive because combined, just 39 first inning runs in 134 games is just a 29% probability. But the Brewers actually have a Atlanta-esque offense in that they've scored in 22 of 67 in the first inning this year. But more so, this is a Bailey Ober, I hope I'm saying that right, play against him. In 9 first innings, he's allowed 6 earned runs and a 242 opponent batting average. And I also like Target Field today. Top 10 park factor rating towards the hitters. That's according to, I can't remember who does all those. I have it here somewhere.
That's interesting. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your point.
No,
sorry.
And the weather. I think the weather in the Midwest is nice. It's 75 and sunny in Minnesota this afternoon. So I like both of those.
So that's kind of funny because I use a different website for my like weather data, and they look at like temperature, wind, and park dimensions. Okay. And they actually have this as a negative run game. I don't like the wording of it. I always kind of fails me. I don't know the best way to word it, but it has like the second worst weather of the day in terms of runs being scored.
Target Field.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, wow. Okay. So mine was more of a large sample size. Yours is much more specific, which is better.
Yeah. So, okay. Maybe that's a difference. And then, so I was looking at Bailey Ober. So I'm on the opposite side of you. So I'm on the NRFI on this one. And my logic is, so it's the second worst weather game of the day, as I mentioned, based on the things: temperature, wind, park dimensions. And then the Twins pitcher, Bailey Ober, he's 4-1 to the NRFI in his last 5. So I wonder, and you said, so I wonder if he was heavy YRFI at the beginning and then he kind of cleaned that up, because we almost have not conflicting stats, but I like to look at the last 5 for a pitcher.
Yeah.
And I saw that he was 4-1 towards the NRFI in his last 5. And then the other pitcher for the Brewers, Colin Ray, isn't as good. He's 3-2. But the Twins also don't have a great they score they're like middle of the pack in terms of runs in the first inning. In terms of how often they hit the NRFI, maybe I'm looking at the wrong. Yeah, so they're one of the more YRFI friendly teams. So there's a little bit of risk baked in this one, but I went with the no run.
Okay. We're underway in Detroit. Already 1 out for the Braves. Matt Olson looks like he's going to fly out to right. That's a money killer. So one thing you're going to notice here, once the markets really start to get moving, we can use Minnesota and Milwaukee as an example here. We're already up $5.50. Now, Matt and I are going heads up. I, again, have the over. He has the under. And our base hit by Christian Yelich, a $5.50 base hit from Christian Yelich. Once this market gets rolling here for Braves and Tigers, already 2 outs here in the first with Austin Riley up. You're going to see wild price swings. That's what's going to make YRFI NRFI on Sport Trade so much fun. We saw a ball 3 last week. We were on here with Captain Jack from Unabated. We saw a ball 3 was worth like $12 in a high leverage situation. It was just insane. And of course, you can trade out of that right away. Again, also underway in Milwaukee and Twin Cities. Runner on first after a Christian Yelich single, and then 2 outs here. And of course, we have a third game coming up at 1:15 that I'm assuming it won't exactly start at 1:15. Austin Riley flies out. So quick work here for Detroit. Olson in just 8 pitches.
And that was the scary one. Olson was the scary one.
Yeah, retires Atlanta in order in 8 pitches. So again, we both are on the NRFI though, so great for us. Let me see if I can get an updated price.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
We're already on it. Jack Larkin, who's been on several of our shows, checking in, saying we're going to make sure we get those prices up. Let's check in here. While we're in a commercial break for one of the games, we'll talk quickly, Matt, about San Fran and St. Louis, a 1:15 start. I'm going to tell you, I'm on the YRFI here. We have a fly in the office. We have a YRFI. Anthony DeSclafani going up against Jordan Montgomery. Again, these two have combined to score in 49 of 135 first innings. That's 36%. Cardinals have scored in 27 of 68. The Giants have scored in 22 of 67. So they're actually both pretty good. DeSclafani last allowed a first inning run 2 outings ago. JD Davis, though, one of their bats day to day, expecting him in the lineup here shortly. Cardinals are without Lars Nootbaar. One of the main reasons I'm going with this one is Jordan Montgomery for the Cardinals is terrible in first innings. Opponents are hitting 290 against him in the first inning. He has gone 2 straight without allowing a first inning run, Matt, but 6 earned runs in just 13 first innings.
So just curious, I'm also on the YRFI on this one with you. So we're together on 2, we're Oppo on 1. So just curious, when you look at stats for how often a team, not like their total runs, but just how often they score in the first inning, where do you find that? Yeah,
StatHead.
Okay, because
StatHead's great. Yeah.
Okay, because I struggled to find that. I was trying to find it for pitchers, but I guess you could do it.
You know who has inning splits is CBS Sports, actually. So if you go to CBS Sports and just filter by their splits.
So you can find splits for first. You could do that on Baseball Reference as well. But I don't think you can find just how off, like NRFI, yes, no, to my knowledge.
Okay. I'm being told right now, as you can see on your screen, we're just working on getting this price updated. I'm being told, so the NRFI for the Braves right now is at 27. So we have it here at 52. It's now down to 27 after a really quick 1, 2, 3 inning. So this one's not looking great. I think we're both, right on. Or on the NRFI, rather. Oh, no.
We're on the no run. Yeah. I was going to say, we're
fantastic. Sorry.
You scared me for a second.
We're looking fantastic. It's at 78.5. So look at that. So 78.5, we're up $25.
There we go.
With the stash on the mound here. We'll flip it back over to Christian Yelich now standing on second. So first and second here for the crew.
The Brew
with
Crew.
1 out in the top of the first. So things looking great here for us. Up $4.50.
For you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Owen Miller up at the dish. Again, remember I told you, egomaniac.
Mystical. Yeah.
Yeah, we're head to head on that one. I'm on the YRFI, Matt's on the NRFI.
Yeah.
I mean, the number one thing that I look at when I look at Spencer Strider, oh boy. Oh, that's going to be a pop-up. Okay. All right. Okay. Fly out to deep left center. So now we're 2 outs away from cashing our first NRFI. One of the first things I noticed about Strider, the guys just got yoked lower half. Dude probably squats a house.
Yeah. You can't tell in those but doesn't everybody kind of look like that with baseball pants, though?
Here's the thing. If I can tell and you're wearing baseball pants, then
that's how you know.
Then you're jacked.
Okay,
oh, yeah.
That's fair.
Like Harper pre-UCL tear, just an absolute monster.
Yeah, that guy's a unit. Yeah,
guy's
total
just
unit.
Huge.
Yeah.
When he signed with the Phillies, I actually interviewed him in Florida. They did a whole thing in Clearwater.
Clearwater, that's awesome.
Guy is just yoked.
Yeah, I remember.
And I'm no stranger to a rack myself, but this guy was just like, as you mentioned, he's a horse.
Yeah. I remember when he signed, there was a GIF that I kept using of him just curling, just with like a bar, and I was like, I had no idea he was as yoked as he is.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're up $7 here on the Giants and Cardinals.
Bad news. Strider.
Oh no, Strider, a home run.
Devastating.
Now here's what we should have done. We should have just cashed out of it. We were riding high. We were up probably over 70. Strider, just an absolute meatball. Of all the pitchers to give it up, Strider does it.
That's devastating.
With 2 outs, we were 1 out away.
Torkelson just mashed one.
Wow. That's how we lose our first one. That sucks.
You hate
to
see
well, we're down $52 then. $50 was the share price there. Brewers put 2 on and get nothing. So good for Matt, bad for me. I'm down $18.50 there on that position. So the inverse of that would be what Matt is up. Yikes on bikes. Okay. So
the other game just started too.
Yeah. That one's a lot more positive. Up $19 in that game.
Yeah, we already got a guy on. We got 2 on.
2 on. This is the ESPN feed is so slow. Obviously, the in-game stuff on Sport Trade is a lot faster. Yeah, 2 straight hits for San Francisco. So that one's looking okay. If we could go 2-1, I'd feel great.
That's profiting. That's making money.
That sure is. Sure is. Now, not possible for the 2 of us because we're split on Milwaukee and Minnesota, although it looks really good for you.
That's true. Yeah, I guess 1 more inning to go.
Colin Ray has allowed 1 first-inning run 2 starts ago against the Reds. In first innings, he's allowed 10 hits, 3 earned in 10 first innings, a 256 opponent average. Wow, Strider almost gave up another one. Oh, my God.
Well, the reason why I was we already had in-play runs for San Francisco. Let's go.
Oh, let's go. Trading halted. Okay, we're back, baby. We're back.
All right. Now how crazy is it that the one that we're opposite will be the one to decide who wins and who loses?
I know. Unbelievable.
Hollywood couldn't have scripted this.
Let's see. I'm trying to flip over. We've got MLB TV here in the studio. I'm trying to flip over real quick so I can at least catch the run. San Fran putting their first 2 guys on. Okay. Yeah, there you go. 1-0. What did I tell you about Montgomery? Real loser.
As we said.
I'm sending a message to our resident Braves fans in the office. That's Strider.
That he effed
completely
us.
Screwed us.
Ridiculous.
I'm no longer. I'm abandoning my plans to grow a mustache now.
In protest, maybe you should just shave everything but the mustache.
That's an idea.
Yeah,
that would take forever. By the way, if you're assuming full body shave, which I
was just facial.
Oh, sure. Okay. That makes more sense. Back in action here in the Twin Cities.
All right,
Leadoff hitter on. And I think we are both on, good thing I wrote this down. We're both on the NRFI, right? Oh no, we're split. Yeah. So I need to run here. You don't. So you've already got 2 settled. This is the last game in town. Oh boy. I don't like this. So I'm down $20. You're up. I mean, if there's an out here, I might just have to dump it and save, whatever money is left. I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry.
You sure are.
I muted myself when I took a sip of water. My apologies. I said you got to let that ride. Someone could just hit a dong with 2 outs, 2 strikes.
We just saw it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You literally just saw it.
Yeah.
God, never bet on the Braves. As a Phillies fan, I know better.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this before, but last start, Strider got pummeled against the Mets. Just got absolutely destroyed. So I was like, okay, that's not going to happen 2 games in a row. And I guess giving up 1 in the first isn't necessarily getting pummeled. It's just tough that this is going to end. It's going to be one of those games that ends 1-0. And it was just the 1 hit in a run in the first inning.
Ray just hung like a fastball that was like screaming to be put in the second deck. And whoever's at bat right now, Solano, completely swung through it in hilarious fashion. Meanwhile, I know this one already cashed. San Fran and St. Louis. Jordan Montgomery has thrown 12 pitches. He's recorded 0 outs. He's already allowed a run, and the bases are loaded for San Francisco.
We should have taken the over 1.5.
I know, seriously. Still 1 out with Milwaukee and Minnesota.
Oh man, this is scary.
For who? You're up.
Which is scary. The nerves of betting a European NRFI because it's like just immediate satisfaction or the opposite of satisfaction. Couldn't think of the word, but
self-mutilation.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've done a really bad job of seeing if we have comments, which I shouldn't have said. I probably should have checked. Oh yeah, let's get one up here. Let's see. Night Owl asks if the app's going to be available for me to trade live in Florida. Well, Florida still has to approve of mobile sports betting.
Yeah.
So
that's gonna be a little bit
undetermined. But like Hard Rock took bets during the NFL season, and then the state made them give them back. Like that was crazy. Oh, yeah, we've got some action here. Nope. Damn it. Solano flies out to left center. So 2 out now. I'm down. I've got $11.50 left.
I was going to say
the opposite side of that. So if we're at 11.5 to buy, Matt, you're up probably around $40 right now on this bet. Now, here's the question: are you cashing out?
No, I'm letting this bad boy ride.
Wow. Okay, we have a saying at the office, which is nothing good happens after $90 or 90% chance of a bet winning.
That's a fair point. Is that what I'm at right now? Exactly 90.
You're probably around like 89.5, 88.
That's not 90.
That's not 90. Well, let's see how the prices fluctuate here. So it's a 1-0 count. There are 2 outs. We just saw a strike. So now $11. Again, this feed is ahead of my television feed, but you can basically predict what's going to happen on the television based upon the price movement here in the app.
Yeah.
Which is, cool, but annoying.
Ooh, it must have been
so what I know, like typically people say don't cash out ever, right? Because the equity of what they're giving you never matches what your actual equity is for your bet. But if you are getting a cash out that's 95 to 97% of the actual equity of your bet, would you consider it?
Sorry, say that again.
So yeah, of course. So a 2-1 count now. So, people will typically say 3-1 now. People will typically say, see that ball right now, we went from $11 to $16. It was a $5 ball. That was just, So people always say, don't cash out, right? The cash out offer is never really worth the equity you have in your bet or what your bet's actually worth in that moment. But if you knew because of the tight spreads that you could get that cash out at 95 to 97% of the bet's actual value, would you consider cashing out?
Yeah, that I would consider. I think the like logic of don't cash out is because the books will never give you a favorable cash out option, like the actual FanDuel, DraftKings of the world. So it's like at that point, it's not even worth it. The only time I've ever considered it, and I didn't do it, was I took a first basket parlay. I randomly just put in 3, and the first 2 cashed. But the cash out option they're giving me like wasn't worth it. So I was like, I'm just going to let this. Of course, it didn't hit, but yeah, I mean, cashing out to like 97% is a lot different than what pretty much any other sportsbook is going to offer you.
So good to know you would do it. So a good example here is right now the buy price is 15. I could sell it for 12.5. So not quite 95%, but that cash out price is much better than what you'd get anywhere else. Here's our shot here. Correa's up, runner on first. We're up to $18. We're down 31.50. So inverse of that, Matt, you're probably around 82 right now, maybe 81.
Yeah.
So now you probably wouldn't want to cash out.
Yeah, now I should have done it at like 89, 89.5. Right.
Yeah. 1-1, 2-1. I like what we're seeing here. Oh, we went down to 14. I don't like what I'm seeing here.
Strike, yeah.
Meanwhile, Montgomery still has not recorded an out. It's 2-0 Giants. Bases are still loaded.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No bueno. Thanks for commenting, though, Night Owl. Much appreciated.
Sorry, we didn't have better news.
Yeah, sorry. I don't have to tell you. Don't live in Florida.
Ooh.
Oh, boy. Correa just, I mean, this is just variance, right? And luck. Trading has been halted, which tells me Correa is probably going to get out here, which means Matt's going to win both of these. Unless he just absolutely porked one.
That's what I was nervous about because no, he K'd. Struck out looking.
Sucks.
Striking out looking. Come on.
That was pretty filthy. That was pretty filthy. That was like looked like maybe a two-seamer that ran right in on his knees. That was pretty filthy.
So it wasn't a total cowardly strikeout looking.
No. All right. Well, I won one. Matt, you won two. We both lost because Spencer Strider gave up a home run on a NRFI in Detroit, which sucks. Then we were split on Milwaukee and Minnesota. I was on the YRFI, Matt on the NRFI. Matt, you win that. And then we both had the easiest cash ever on the YRFI for Jordan Montgomery, who at last check here now has thrown 24 pitches, bases loaded. There's one out. So there you go. Easy.
Well, while we're here, can I give out my two favorite YRFI/NRFI for the night games?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So favorite game. This is I think my favorite play of the night is YRFI and the Rockies versus Red Sox. Incredibly juicy weather game, 4 runs to be scored. Austin Gomber is on the mound for the Rockies, who, no offense to this guy's family, but that just sounds like a guy that's not good at baseball. Just the name Austin Gomber just doesn't sound like a good name.
Wow. I like that analysis though.
But he also the actual analysis is the guy's terrible. He's given up like this was my research for like the Dong report, if you will.
Sure.
But he has a 7.57 ERA and he's given up 16 home runs in 60 innings pitched. So Coors, not at Coors, the guy's terrible. And then for the Red Sox pitcher, Garrett Whitlock is pitching. I didn't look up his specific YRFI/NRFI stats, but he's not good in the Dong department. No offense to him. So that's my favorite play of the night. And
how many people work in that department?
The Dong department?
Yeah. Is that like a Parks and Rec situation?
It's a good question. I would say, I mean, probably all of 9 batters in the MLB and all the pitchers are probably some sort of employee in the Dong department.
Yeah. I would think the pitchers are like unionized against the Dong department.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And then not as juicy of a play, NRFI and the Marlins versus they're playing the Mariners. That one is pretty I guess not as juicy, meaning the odds are super juiced towards the under. So the value isn't quite there. It's at -140 on Caesars. I'm not sure what Sport Trade has it at. But two stud pitchers
for Miami.
Yeah. Marlins, Mariners.
Go ahead. I can fill you in.
So Marlins are the number 1 most often NRFI team in the MLB, and they got 2 absolute stud pitchers on the mound. The Marlins pitcher is 5-0 in his last 5. The Mariners pitcher is 4-1 in his last 5. And yeah, so the odds aren't favorable, but I think in terms of just like likelihood to hit, that one is probably the most likely. Just the value isn't quite there.
Yeah. So -147 to the under, +117 to the over.
Yeah.
I love the Marlins 1-2 punch. I think Alcantara has been awesome. And I don't know why I can't remember the second guy's name. But
Yuri Perez.
Right. Yeah. He has punched out like a million Phillies this year. You have gone full board into the Dong department. All right. See you, Matt. We just lost Matt. I was going to ask him about the Dong report that he has been sharing all over Twitter. And I was just curious as to why that is. What other names existed besides Dong Report? We'll see if we get Matt back. There he is.
My apologies. I don't know what happened. It just crapped out.
That's okay. We were talking about dongs and the government shut you down. So you've been leaning full board into the Dong Report. What other names were up for discussion before you went with that one?
Well, before it was called the MLB betting challenge or home run betting challenge, which is just like, come on, it's not super creative.
It's pretty vanilla.
It's pretty vanilla. I mean, it's pretty straightforward about what it is.
Yeah.
So there's no real question there. I didn't really, well, because I always
Brewers just hit a home run. Of course they did. Of course they did.
I don't think I had a Brewer on the Dawn Report, so we're good.
But I had the YRFI.
Actually, you know where I got it from? I forgot about this. When I was in college, there's a Twitter account that was called the Dong Report. And they had it like automated. So whenever someone hit a home run, they would tweet it out. And I think they got shut down because like they put their location as like the MLB's office or something, and as obviously as a troll, but the MLB got mad at them and shut it down. So in college, I was in a fantasy baseball league that I took very seriously for 4 years and then haven't played since. It was just like a very commonly used term, hit a dong. So that's kind of where it came from. And then my friend suggested that during NFL season, do one for touchdowns and call it tater time, which I thought was very funny.
That's good. I like tater time.
Yeah.
I like tater time.
Yeah. I'm going to steal it and I'm going to claim that it was my idea, but it wasn't. I stole it from my friend.
Spencer Strider just gave up another home run.
Wow. So just not as nice. It makes me feel a little bit better because it would have been like very devastating if it was one of those things where that was the only run he gave up. This actually makes me feel better.
Okay. I feel terrible. Well, the purpose of the YRFI NRFI Fest is to get in and get out. Oh my God, another home run for the Brewers.
Wow.
Ugh. Urias, who's hitting .045, just went deep.
That's
target field. Balls flying out of target field today. All right, Matt, thanks for joining us. You ended up winning 2. I lost 2 and 1 and 2. You went 2 and 1, so you win this time. We love to do these whenever there are afternoon baseball games to rip through them real quick. So hopefully we'll see you back here soon.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
See ya.